If you were given the chance to erase one memory from your mind forever, which memory would you choose to forget and why? I got mad at my very, very good boy and told him that he was a bad dog. Less than a week later, he unexpectedly got extremely sick and died after 3 days in the ICU. Sepsis, unknown origin. I have few actual regrets, but this one makes my heart hurt. A silly one, but we had a house full of guests over and they were all in the kitchen below the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom running a bath ready to go out. We had 0 water pressure, so it would take ages to fill, so Im sat on the toilet lid playing Pokemon on the GB. Sat in a funny way that my leg is twitching and a floorboard is creaking just a little bit. A random thought came to me, I wonder how long I can squeak this floorboard until they notice. It would be funny cause they'd think I'm wanking. I proceed to make it squeak and creak for 10 minutes before I hear my godmother go, "What is he doing up there?" Followed by my mother saying, "Probably wanking." The moment I heard that, it just dawned on me, and of course I stopped straight away, making it even more sus. Wasn't like I could either shout down, "No, I am not," near 20 years later, and that still pops into my head randomly and makes me cringe. The time 3 boys I grew up with and was friends with since I was a young child sexually assaulted me while calling me every name you can think of. I fell and broke my foot. That was the day I discovered that when I break bones my body reacts by losing consciousness. This happens every time I break anything. As I was in and out of consciousness and disoriented, they went to me and did what they did. One of them was my cousin. My dad and aunt were there the whole time, unaware and drunk. I was 14. The day I found out I was cheated on, I saw so many gross messages and I was gaslit and lied to for hours. It was the worst day for me. A bit sad, and not really a memory, just heard it, but at our local retirement home, there's a probably 80 years old man who outlived his wife, kids, and his entire family. And when people come to see him, he says his brother's going to take him out to lunch in 15 minutes, not knowing his brother is dead. Super sad story, wish I hadn't heard it. My mind has already deleted all traumatic memories. My mom's last words to me being "fuck you." My only brother figure sexually assaulting me in my mom's apartment with my door open and my sister and mom just down the hallway. I was 18 and drunk for the first time. He supplied me with lots of alcohol. Screwdrivers. The next morning my mom was joking with me and shaking a Tylenol bottle by my head, and telling me how thankful I should be about brother figure taking such good care of me last night. I finally broke and told her what happened. Then I tried to kill myself and my sister found me. And I thought it was my fault because I was drunk, so I texted my boyfriend I did stuff with another guy. He told me to never contact him again. After I tried to kill myself, my mom called my boyfriend and explained what really happened. He immediately rushed over and told me it wasn't my fault. He's my husband now. But I'd give anything to forget this memory. Memory of being a say. So hard to pick just one. When my son's cat got ran over, he was so heartbroken. Getting caught making weed brownies by my dad. When I was 7 and my dad left me alone at Burger King for an hour to bet on horses next door. The moment we both knew that he had tested positive for an STD while I tested negative. My first question was, why don't we have the same test results? I should be positive as well. My ex-boyfriend and I have been together for a year and I have been very faithful to him. At that moment, I knew what he's been up to and I still remember that moment from time to time, and I still feel very sad and betrayed by it. I was at the beach and had to change out of my swim trunks to go to dinner, but forgot my boxers, so I had to freeball it. When I walked out of the restroom after changing, this guy walking by points down and says someone went mushroom picking. My fly was down and the head of my dick was hanging out. In the 70s when I was a child, I was playing with my pregnant cat in the front yard when a Doberman came and mauled her to death. My late mom screams when she had 27 tumors in the brain. Even on morphine, it must still hurt like shit. Any memories involving my step-grandfather, if that's a thing? For all the things he'd done and gotten away with. I worked in elevators and as a consequence I was almost always on rooftops. Once I was taking photos from the roof of a 68-story building, and I realized just in time that I was 2 feet from the edge of the roof. It would have been a 68-story fall. There was no wall. I was paralyzed for a minute or two. I couldn't move. That haunts me to this day. Just before sleep I picture myself looking almost straight down to the ground. Wife killed herself recently, but before she did she was calling me manic trying to get me to tell her how to work my gun. I could hear the hammer hitting and she was asking me if it was better on her temple or in her mouth. She was trying to have me hear her blow her head off. Probably haunt me for the rest of my life.